we're back with video number 2 with the parking brake from the Renault Scenic 5-seater. Now, what we've actually got is, thanks to the guys in bluechipautotronics.co.uk, we've got the replacement motor and the gears. They had to supply me with the gears as well, because seemingly the motor is not exactly the same as the other one, so they had to make a little adjustment inside the gears. I'm not sure exactly what adjustment was made, but we might have a little look and see. I did contact the people who manufacture this unit for Renault, and they said they were unable to help me for the simple reason that they don't supply aftermarket parts. So that was a little bit of a disappointment. Contacted a few other places online, namely Johnson, the people who manufacture the motor, and they were unable to help as well, unless I wanted to buy in batches of 25, which obviously I didn't. So that was that. There was a few other places online that also supplied various different motors, and there was absolutely no guarantee whatsoever that they would work. So that's why I went with the option of the guys in Blue Chip Autotronics. And the deal that they do is you buy the motor, including the gears, and that costs £90 sterling. If you return your old gear unit to them, they will give you back £30 sterling. So that will fit in like that. It's a good size, good fit. I just have to connect up these wires to the wires on the printed circuit board. Again, as I mentioned in the previous video, just before we disconnect this out, we just disconnect the little ribbon cable, and they're the 3 cables that we have to join onto it. Okay, I've cut those wires and I've soldered them together, just spliced them and put some amalgamating tape around them. So not the best solder job in the world, I know, but hey. So we need to refit this now. That goes in there. Okay, that's the unit back in place. Ribbon cable connected, all the wires connected. Oh, ribbon cable pops out. The seal is not great on this, it's kind of broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it back in as best I can, and then I suppose what I could do is put some silicone in the channel around there, but I'm not going to bother, to be honest. When it's all put back together, I'll either put a bead of silicone around the outside, or I'll put some amalgamating tape around it. But there was no water inside anyway, so I'm happy to believe that it's okay as is. Right, so all that remains to do is pop this cover back together. So far so good. All that remains now is to put the other piece on here, and it's out to the car then to test it out. I suppose I should have actually tested the motor as I did in the previous video, just to make sure that it was working, but I've no reason to believe that it's not working. So okay, that's the end of this video, which was again a follow on to part one. Part one was where we diagnosed, we stripped the motor out of this unit and took it apart and found out why it wasn't working. And on this one, if you haven't seen part one, just check that now. You will see us stripping this out and disassembling the actual motor, which is here in a bag. And as I mentioned, when I took this motor apart, I found out why it wasn't turning. There's a couple of pieces that go in there that are supposed to make contact either side here, and one of them was broken. So the motor would move in one direction but not in both directions, because it's a two-way motor. I know that's not the technical term, but that's what I'm going to call it. So yeah, actually you can see the pieces there. That's what was broken. On this one here, if I move it back, you may be able to see it, but that the motor spindle just kind of sits in there, and each of these arms makes contact with it. But this arm was okay, but that one over here was broke. So that was the end of that. And I also mentioned it in the video in part one that I tried to unsolder these connections and I had no luck. The reason for that was my soldering iron was a 15 watt soldering iron and it was never going to work. So the one that I have now at the moment is 40 watt, and a 40 watt took them off no problem. You can actually see where I desoldered the red one off that side. So obviously if you are going to do something like that, you're going to need a 40 watt soldering iron. Okay, that's the end of this video. Stay tuned for part 3, which will be done when I can. In part 3 we're going to fit this unit back to the car and test it out. Now I have been told if everything is okay and I fit it back, it should just work straight away. But if it doesn't work, I may have to reset it. Now the information on the internet basically says to reset the device, what you need to do is you need to drive about 2 miles per hour in the car for approximately 100 yards to reset this. They don't say if you should do that if you replace the motor, but they do say if you replace the circuit board as well, and I think the little blue chip that we see, or the blue relay. But hopefully we will have no problems, because we only replaced the motor, so it should be okay. Right, again, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. The next video, which will be part 3, will be fitting this unit back to the car, and hopefully we will see it working. Thanks for watching.